Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to our workshop, which will be on leadership styles, more specifically how to diagnose leadership styles. Soon you'll be divided into groups, and you will be given a task, which I think is a very interesting task. So I look forward to that. First of all, basically, there are actually 6 leadership styles that we found. We decided to do our presentation on 4 of the main leadership styles, the main ones, because we wanted to have 4 groups and we thought it would be too much to have 6. So, first of all, let's start with a short introduction, just so you know what the leadership styles are.
Well, basically, we're going to start with the authoritarian leadership style, which is a leadership style characterized by the drive to look for results. The leader in the authoritarian style is usually the one that gives the orders. He does not ask for your opinion, and he does not want any kind of feedback. He's basically driven towards the results, and his way of working with his team is by direct supervision. So basically, anything he says goes. Can anybody tell me, do they have like an intuition how would a democratic leadership style feel like, work like? Anybody heard of a democratic leadership style? Please raise your hands. Okay, so that's basically it. The trick with the democratic leadership style is that the leader asks constantly for feedback. He asks for the opinion of his peers when he is about to arrive at a decision. He is constantly struggling to make his team members feel relaxed and in the mood to arrive at the best possible decision.
Alright, so the next leadership style we have is transactional. This is a very interesting leadership style. Basically what happens is the leader tries to motivate his or her subordinates through a system of reward and punishment. So basically what happens is they're very efficiency orientated. They want maximal efficiency at all times. And so what basically happens is they reward workers when the leader feels that the worker has achieved a certain level of efficiency, and punishes them in various ways if that efficiency has not been there. They're also very rule orientated. Basically they try to maintain the status quo of the company, so they always want that. Wait. Okay, laissez-faire. This is basically a hands-off style. Basically what happens is the leader has very minimal input into what the workers do. So basically all rights and power are transferred to the workers. This leadership style is quite controversial. It's good if your workers are very self-motivated or very competent. So basically if you can trust them to do the work on their own, and you basically don't need to direct them in any sort of way. It can be bad if you have a less skilled team, because then they may miss your guidance, basically. The key thing here is that the leader delegates tasks and basically only offers his input if the workers ask for it. So that's that. Oops. Alright, so these are all 4 leadership styles. Now we're going to give you a task. So first of all, we're going to divide you up into groups, and I'm going to do that.
So we're going to do this at random and hopefully quick. Okay. Where are the rest?
Oh, there should be one more.
Yeah.
Should be one more?
Just take it.
Oh, I have to go.
Okay.
Who's the okay. Don't open these. Don't have to.
You can read them, just don't show the
Don't
other
show it to
members.
anybody, okay?
Don't show
Do not
it.
show them. These are going to be your leadership styles, and the job of your teammates ultimately is going to be, at the end of the exercise, to determine what kind of style of leadership that you have. So here's the situation. You're a company, and you are pushing for a new product on the market. And the product is cake. Specifically, one-step cake. You have a cake that you have all the ingredients in, and all you have to do is pour water, put it in the oven, in 5 minutes, it's done. That's your product. Now you need to do 3 things as a team. One of those things is to develop a slogan, a logo, something that you're going to push for in advertising. The second thing is that you're going to need to arrange a price for the product. You need to decide on the price. Keep in mind that the total cost for the product for your company is 0.35 cents. So it's basically a cheap product, and you need to decide on the pricing goals. The third thing is you need to pick a focus group. Which group are you going to push to market the product the most? And you need to also give, if you can, some good reasons why did you pick that specific focus group. So we're talking about women, men, students, workers, anything you want. Can I have your attention, please? Everybody. So we're going to go group to group, and this is going to be the first group because they're so interesting. And they are going to really shortly present their decisions. And then we're going to go with the discussion about which leadership style had which group.
Yeah.
So could you pick someone to tell us what did you decide?
Potentially the leader.
Potentially the leader. Doesn't have to be, depends. The leader can pick who's going to talk. Anyway. Okay. You present the problem. Hopefully Doug.
Okay, so we came up with the, no, this is slogan. All right, we had the idea to make the cake for especially busy people, like for example students and working mothers who also were really busy in their motherly tasks. Why for them? Because they're busy and they sometimes just need to prepare a cake really quick. They just need to put it in the oven and then in like 5 minutes have a cake ready. We made the price 99 cents, or less than €1, so that's cheap. And as a slogan we actually have cheap, easy, tasty, because our cake is the cheesy cake.
Okay, everybody give him a big hand. Okay, we're going with the second
Points for
group.
creativity.
Could you please present us?
So our focus group was students because they don't have that things to make cake, so they just pick that in the shop and put it in the oven and it's ready. And we made a, can I have tell the price?
Yes.
It's €5 because they have money, they have parents, so, and yeah, what else? Our slogan is, let's bake fake cake, because it's fake.
Group number 3, could you please come in?
Oh, I can do it, yeah. We also choose students because hey, that's just easy because that's us. But we thought of a different aspect. We thought about the price, and students consider themselves always poor after this and that. So we went for the slogan, fuck quality, go cheap. And we definitely beat everyone in price so now because we just asked 70 cents for it. So yeah, I think yeah, and the package, like this is the package, so it looks really cheap because we thought of that when there's an expensive and good design for the package, but then it's just 70 cents, people want to ask what's wrong with that. So we just decided for the cheapest design ever. Yeah, that's pretty much our cake.
Beautiful. Group number 3.
Okay, so our target group are broke students who own a microwave. And our cake is much yummy and such wow, so it costs 99 cents. And it's called micro cake. And the slogan is try micro cake, it's delicious and easy to make. Micro price and mega taste. So.
Try micro cake, it's delicious and easy to make, everybody.
Alright, so now I would like to ask you first of all, what kind of lead do you all think you have? Let's start over here.
It was always thank you for your idea.
In listening to our ideas.
So I think the last.
Transactional? Is that true?
You have a hit?
We have a hit. Go on. And so, how did you like your leader? What how did you feel about it?
He wasn't punishing us, so it was okay.
All right. Maybe just
Punishment doesn't work. I chose to just move on.
it's less effective. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. All right. Okay. So that's that group. Go over here.
We guess our leader was laissez-faire because the
First 30 seconds.
it was a very laissez-faire leader style because
Very
we
hands-off.
completely up to ourselves.
Okay.
But sometimes when we had some questions, there came some good answers and some good inputs. So it worked out
So
pretty
when you
well.
asked her, she gave you some advice. And how did that make you feel?
Us,
I mean, how did you like your leader?
yeah, it was good. At first I had the idea we missed some input because she was very quiet.
It was hard to begin. When
Yeah.
you start with it.
Yeah,
Who was the leader?
She was. And there were no instructions.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, we just, I guess, start talking, give some ideas, and maybe she will say something again. And she did.
Well, clearly you're a very competent team, so props to you. Team over there?
I think she was obviously democratic right from the start.
Okay.
She wasn't transactional. We didn't get any cookies or whippings. So yeah, she always asked our opinion on everything, and yeah, there was much discussions going on.
That's good. And did you enjoy that type of leadership?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It was great.
Alright, thank you.
That leaves us with the bad guy.
With the authoritarian, I assume? Did you all see her as the authoritarian? What kind of things was she doing?
Well, every suggestion we had, she said no, and she said something else, like for the prize, or also the slogan. She didn't really consider our suggestion.
Did you already have an idea of what you wanted the thing to look like? Or?
No, I just tried to confront them. Everything they said, I just wanted to like destroy.
Okay. Well, can I take over? Yes. So now we basically looked at your disposition towards your leader. How do you feel about him? What do you think? What kind of leader did you think you have? Now we're going to ask the leaders about what they think about the whole process and the product. So we can start with the authoritarian one. How satisfied are you with your end product? And this, I just want to say one more thing, I'm sorry. It's more crucial for the authoritarian because the authoritarian is the big decision maker in such teams, and basically the weight of the consequences lie mostly on the authoritarian leader in such teams. So basically, you're the one being judged right now. Even though you had the most power, you're basically the one taking most of the responsibility. So how do you feel about the end product?
I wouldn't buy it.
Okay, well, then tell me, how do you feel about your relationship with your team? Did you find them compliant? Did you find them easy to order around, so to speak?
I don't know. I was trying to be very radical about everything because I was like very aggressive, and like this product is gonna be just my product, not of the whole team. I don't know. I like that they listen to me, that I have power, but I'm not satisfied because it's like you're talking to yourself. They always say, okay, yes.
That is a factor.
It's a one-way thing, and it's not very happy.
Okay.
Very good that you said that.
We can move to the transactional team, this was it. So basically the same thing. Talking to the leader, you were the leader, right? Yes. Yes. And how do you feel about the end product? Do you think that efficiency was achieved to your liking? Okay.
Well, you were the first finish, so
Yeah, it was.
you were
Right.
quite efficient in that sense.
How did you feel about your teammates? How do you feel about the cooperation?
Yeah, it was quite good actually. Went by itself and I just had to reward them. So,
So you encouraged them.
yeah, we were efficient, positive, good, cheap, tasty.
And to the members of the team, would you like to maybe see any changes in that style? Would you have done it differently yourselves, perhaps? That's why I didn't ask them that.
We'll ask them.
Well, I think we had a good group dynamic, but maybe for each like contribution was complementary. So maybe if that would happen, that would be all the time. It would be like, is it really good, or are you just saying that I will keep answering? But it would take like a longer meeting or a lot more projects to get to that. I think.
Okay, right. You were laissez-faire, and you had to rely on each other's competence. Well, did you find that satisfactory? Are you satisfied with the end result?
Are you talking to the leader or the other people?
Well, considering that I'm laissez-faire, I'm pretty much talking to everybody right now. But okay, we can start with the leader.
I'm the leader.
Oh, very sorry.
Yeah, for me, I noticed from the beginning that they were all really competent, and he immediately began talking. So I thought, okay, I can just let it go. And she said just now that she find it difficult because I didn't give them the beginning, but the beginning was there in a few seconds. You made it yourself. So yeah, so this group was really good, and I could really rely on them and just lean back because there was nothing to do for me. Because you were perfect.
I was actually, at the very start, I was waiting for her.
Okay. No,
For
your signal.
Yeah, for a signal or something, but yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
started immediately. So we started just talking, and we had the product at the end. But yeah, actually it was, I guess, we were good members. Like, we made a good team, so it was difficult to work without a leader.
Yeah, but I think there are a lot of moments or situations that it can also go really wrong, and I noticed that, but you noticed it yourself, that eventually you were getting off track. You were talking about something which didn't matter, and the leaders should then, normally good leaders, say, okay, get to the point again. So I think it can go really wrong, but you just were really good.
Unless somebody else corrects the person. But, yes.
Yeah.
I should just say at the start, a laissez-faire leader can delegate jobs.
Yeah, exactly. I was also thinking of, should I delegate jobs, but then she already got the pencils and he was already leaving.
So they delegated themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, group power to the people. I'm going to talk to the group members first. How are you satisfied with the behavior of your leader?
I was pretty much satisfied with both the group and the leader. The only thing I noticed that the democratic style allows for an individual to not give any input, just to agree or disagree when trying to reach group consensus.
And your leader was?
Yeah.
Yes. And what do you think about the end product, and how are you satisfied with your team?
I'm satisfied with the end product.
Okay.
I think it was a group effort.
What about the team? Did you find them to be as efficient as you wanted them to be?
They could be more efficient.
They could be more. Do you want to return the Overall, we're talking generally. Okay. So that's basically it. Now, depending on the time, you're going to tell us about that.
You still have 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well I would just like to say something about the actual efficiency of all of your groups. It was actually very interesting to see, I didn't expect this, but for instance you and you were the most efficient groups, and the democratic group was the least efficient, they were the last finished. And in the real world, that is mostly actually what happens. The authoritarian groups are usually the quickest finished because the leader basically says do this, do that, and then everyone does it. Obviously you had a transactional leader which didn't really punish. But obviously the transaction leader is also very efficiency oriented.
I'm just going to have to cut in a little bit. I'm sorry. You were the fastest group. We're talking about the fastest group because the market actually determines which is most efficient. They were the fastest, that's true, but whose product is the most efficient or is going to be the most efficient on the market, we can't really say that.
I wasn't talking about
the group that was efficient. You mean fastest?
To finish, yes.
Okay.
I think, like, are we talking like the group dynamic and efficiency of group making decisions?
Yes.
Like the final product.
I mean, it's a lot easier to like make decisions if someone is motivating you to do that. And I mean, we didn't ask you, the other the members in this group, but I'm assuming you probably weren't feeling like your voice was heard. But see, the leader actually tells everyone what to do, so generally it does increase efficiency. However, it decreases, you know, group motivation or group satisfaction. So yeah. Whereas the democratic group, all of you seem to say that, yeah, you were happy with the way things turned out, however you were the last finished. So efficiency decreased, however group satisfaction increased.
I did love that point you made when you said that the democratic style gave members of the group the ability to not be involved in the team effort. I did love that point that you said, because that is something that actually can happen. Yes.
To not be involved.
To not be involved. So basically he asks for input and they can decide to give it or not give it. He's still going to have to push for the end product.
Whereas with laissez-faire, you're basically almost working without a leader. So if you don't motivate yourselves, then I think that the product's not going to be there. You guys motivated yourselves quite well, so yeah.
Okay, we're going to just ask for questions if you have any, and then we're going to conclude.
The transactional, is it also, if I remember well, with giving structure or making...
Yes, structure. They're very
laws?
rules. Making what, sorry?
The laws, I don't come up with
Rules.
Rules, yeah.
Yeah, they're very focused on maintaining the company climate, the status quo, like what the company says goes. So yes, that is something we couldn't really replicate here, but that is true.
Yeah.
That was a good question. Anything else?
Questions?
Well then, I guess we're going to thank you for being with us.
Thank you very
and
much.
Had a great time with you. Hope you did too.
Another curious question. Did
Yes.
you on purpose behave and dress like this?
What, me?
Because
Spontaneously, but kinda.
Because you, the clothes can make you more authoritarian, and you stand a lot like this and move around like this, which is the...
Well, I did have the authoritarian one, but I also did have the democratic one. So.
Okay.
I was actually planning to be a lot stricter at the beginning of the presentation, but
Stricter?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
In what kind of companies authoritarian one works?
Well, I mean, they can work in any kind of company.
No, where is it most
Yeah,
efficient?
but I
Maybe.
think that, yeah,
Well,
because I can't imagine it in marketing, because if the leader isn't really like creative or something, they...
Basically, it works where the hierarchy is well established and the concentration of power is a bit leaning to the director's side. So, for example, if there's a person that has a lot of power, he will tend to act with the authoritarian style. Whereas if there is a team where they have kind of equal power, the leader of the team will tend to ask for input from the other members because he will not want to lose their good graces. For example, if I have all the power in the team and I'm not afraid of losing people, I know they're going to stick to the job, I know that they're going to do what I say, I'm going to tend to be authoritarian. But the democratic one is like for someone that has a board of directors meeting, he's going to have to take input for everybody. Everybody is the decision maker, he can't make anybody mad, and he's going to take a more democratic style of approach. That's basically it. Okay, thank you.